I'm in pain, you want to do nafila, but no, it's a he. I said he bitiba, it cannot be he because it's girl they told me I was having. My experience, the 3 times I was in the labor room at all, my breast was just big for nothing. Labor, pregnancy does not know custom. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if you are seeing my face for the first time, hi, my name is Aisha. I'm a YouTuber based in Abuja, Nigeria. So today, you guys, I'm going to be it's story time. Let's just say it's story time, and I'm going to be telling you guys about my labor. I've gone through it 3 times, and see, labor, pregnancy does not know custom. So I'm going to tell you guys my experience the 3 times I was in the labor room. So if it's something you want to watch, please keep on watching this video. Okay, guys. So with my first child, it's been 6 years, and it still feels like it was yesterday, anyways. So I was in the living room. My husband and I were watching a movie, and he slept off. So, and you guys, I was already 38 weeks pregnant, and I just felt okay. They said EDD is 40 weeks. Okay, the baby might be here anytime. And from that 38 weeks, I started walking around my estate. I had walking helps. I remember my friends, elder star told me to take in ewedu and all of that. So, but you know that it was not my EDD yet, so I wasn't really bothered, but I was working towards it. So on that night, I cannot forget that night, because when my husband went inside to sleep, I just went into the fridge. I had pawpaw and pineapple. I told you guys I'm preparing towards labor, so I had that. I had a portion of both, and I sat and I ate it. I was watching the movie. Then I noticed I started having stomach ache. I started feeling very uncomfortable. I was walking around the sitting room. My husband came to the sitting room at that time. I was like, "What's wrong with you?" I was like, "I'm having stomach." He was like, "Let's go to the hospital." I know that this pain, it looks like it's normal because it's not unbearable, but the pain is there. The pain was not unbearable. I just told him that it's fine, would it's not unbearable. I can handle it. So he went back to sleep. And you guys, I stayed up, I was watching movie, and all of a sudden I started vomiting. I was vomiting so hard. And when I vomit, it's very loud. Because I don't know, when I vomit, it's very loud. So it was from the vomit. The sound of the vomit was what woke him up. And he was like, God, what's this? Because I was vomiting purple. Remember I told you guys I had purple. So the color of the vomit was like orange, like almost blood like. That time my husband started shouting, "Hey, Eje, Eje, Eje." I said, "No, no, 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 Ahmed, it's not blood, it's not blood, it's not Coach Eje." So I was like, "It's purple, it's purple." I was like, okay, sorry. So what was wrong now? I was like, that's I'm still fine. The pain is not unbearable. Let me just wait, because I don't know. I've never experienced labor, so I don't know if it was labor or not. So this man went back inside. I forced him to go back inside. Go and sleep, I'm fine. He's just vomiting. Because I could remember during that my pregnancy stage, I was vomiting on and off. So that vomiting was not really, it was just the stomach ache. So after I went back to sleep, I sat down, I was watching TV, and then this stomach pain got really bad. This was around 2:30 in the night. It got really bad, really unbearable. And like I now went to wake him up, like, okay, now we can go to the hospital. And you guys, my husband was like, I'm going to speak Yoruba so that it's like the way he said it, I cannot be translating. He was like, don't do it, Gunny. I was like, yes. It means, is it really painful? I was like, yes, I can't bear it anymore. He was like, okay, maybe baby's coming. That's okay, we should go. Then this one, he stood up, wore his jalabia, and he said, please, I should wait for him in the sitting room that he wants to do nafila. If you are not a Muslim, you don't know what nafila is. Nafila is not compulsory, it's involuntary. I've heard this called that. See, that English is not coming. That we, like Muslims, we do it. Sometimes they do it in the middle of the night, but it's just 2 raka or 4, whichever one. I was like, in my head, I was like, is this man okay? I'm in pain. You want to do nafila? But I just let him. And I went to the sitting room, and he finished, and then we got into the car to go to the hospital. But my house was far to the hospital, but it was the middle of the night, so there was no hold up, there was no cars on the road, we were just going. So when we got to the hospital, the security at the gate, they were like, madam, are you in labor? Let's go and bring wheelchair for you. I said, me, wheelchair, lie. See, I am too African or too Yoruba, I don't know. It's like wheelchair, no. It's my leg I'm going to use to walk into that, and I'll use my leg to walk out. Nobody's going to wheel me. My husband was like, why are you stubborn? Like, let them bring wheelchair. I said, no, I don't want wheelchair. So I walked into the labor room, and you guys, when I entered, one woman was there, because apparently they didn't take me to the labor room. They took me to the room that they would check me if I'm actually in labor. So one woman was that the woman was wailing. And you guys, because it was my first pregnancy, I had asked so many people, like some of my family friends, my cousins, what's labor like? I remember my auntie Viola, she was like, hey, labor is very painful, especially when they are choking hand and checking you and doing all that. So you guys, I had fear in me. And that was why when I was in pain at home, I refused to come to the hospital. So the nurses that they were like, okay, madam, we have to check you and all of that, that I should lie down. If I'm wearing panties, I should remove it. So I removed the pants and lay down. And when they wanted to check me, I was very stiff because I was scared, because I have heard that it's painful. So after she checked me, she was like, ha, madam, you're in labor, 4 centimeter dilated. And that was around 3:30 a.m. I was like, they're like, they'll have to bust my water so that the labor can progress. I was like, please, I'll come. Let me go and tell my husband. My husband did not enter because there was another woman inside that room. The nurse was like, no, don't worry, we'll go ahead with you and tell your husband. See, but if you had allowed me to go and tell my husband, I would have run home because I was scared. You guys, I was so scared. So when the woman, the nurse, they went ahead and they asked me to remove my clothes. They changed me into the hospital the hospital gown, and they busted my water. Ha, you guys, fire. I was in pain, in serious. I thought what I had before was pain. That was when the real pain started. I was in serious pain. So they now went to tell my husband that, okay, I'm in labor now. And then one of the nurses came in and told me that they will have to wheel me into the labor room proper. I was like, this wheeling that they want to wheel me, I don't want. Can I walk? The nurse was like, madam, I already busted your water or something like that. I said, no, I want to walk, don't worry. And the nurse was like, okay, that's fine. So, and it's not really fast. So I now walked into the room. Now my husband was in with me. And you guys, if you have watched my videos, you know that I had infertility issues. So it was a child that we really prayed for. So when we got there, I remember they gave me pitocin because I don't know, maybe first labor, first baby, and the labor was progressing. It was fine. I could remember that the nurse told my husband to rub my back. When he rubbed my back, I told him, remove that hand, I beg, don't rub my back. I don't want you to rub, don't touch me. I was like, hey, what's it now going to do? You guys, throughout that labor, I was purging and vomiting throughout that labor. It was now the last time I was like, I want to poo, and the nurse was like, we have to check you first before you poo. And they checked me. I was like, okay, you are now fully dilated, and now we have to push this baby. You guys, and the doctor that was in the labor room with me was like, madam, we have to tear you, like I have to do episiotomy. So they tore me, and then I had the baby. My husband used to always say that he just said woof. As when the baby dropped, he just said woof. It's like, the baby is here, alhamdulillah, we're both fine. And I could remember my husband was holding my hands, and I was telling him that, Ahmed, go and see your baby. He was like, I can see her from. I was like, go closer now. That's the baby we prayed for. Please go closer. I was like, hey, are you okay? Are you fine? I was like, I'm fine. And then that was now when the real drama started. Not really drama per se, because alhamdulillah, my labors have been very stress free and all of that, and fast as well, because I had my daughter past 5 and we got to the hospital past 3. So alhamdulillah, it was fast. So you guys, when they now wanted to stitch me back, you guys, let me tell you, I did not feel it when they were cutting me because I was in labor. Yes, labor is more painful than cutting me, but when they were sewing it back, like I had to keep telling them that the injection, the numbing injection they gave me, they should put more, because I could still feel the pain after they finished. I remember my mother-in-law called because everybody has been calling my phone, but I was not picking. But she insisted. She said, Alhamdulillah, Ati Riomo, Yanko, like, Alhamdulillah, we have seen the child. Now, where is the mother? After I said hello, she just said to Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. And she cut the phone. She was like, she just wanted to hear my voice, if I'm fine. And you guys, that's how I betted my first child, my Zafira. I'm going to put a picture of what she looks like when she was a baby. If I find it, I think I still have it. Yes. And now I'm going to put it by the side. So that's how I had her, and alhamdulillah, now she's 6. She clocked 6 last month. And that's our own labor story. And you guys, after I had her and then we got to the room, I was not lactating. Yes, I just had a baby. I was not lactating. It was terrible, you guys. She even had low blood sugar because as a newborn, me, I just kept her like, she's sleeping, no, she's not crying. Apparently, I gave birth to her early in the morning. I was supposed to feed her, but in the evening they came and like, has she been put to breast? I said, put to breast. How? Because my mom was not there, my mother-in-law was not there. My mom, it was immediately I put to bed, they bought her ticket and then she started coming. So at that time when she got, she was like, what of breastfeed? Have you breastfed? I was like, no. She was like, ha. When they came, they checked the baby, they said she had low blood sugar and they had to admit her. And so I was really struggling. That was when they started giving her nan, and I didn't lactate, you guys. My first child, I didn't do exclusive for her because I was not lactating at all. My breast was just big for nothing. It was very big, but nothing was coming out. I tried massaging with Adi Agbon. I tried so many things. It was not just working. So I gave up. And you guys, till date, Zafira is my biggest child because I had her 3.2 kg. She was 3.2 kg when I had her at 38 weeks and 5 days, and I did not exclusively breastfeed her till she, and I got pregnant with her younger brother when she was 7 months old. So that girl, it's only God that has just been taking care of her for me. So you guys, that was my labor story with her. And when Zafira was 7 months, I got pregnant with Issa, my second child, which was totally unplanned, but we were so happy about it because you guys, I tried to have the first one, and the second one is coming without stress. So when I was pregnant with, I didn't use that hospital. I was using a government hospital for him, and the government hospital we're using was Asokoro General Hospital. I have a family friend that her mother-in-law is the head matron, so we're treated very well. And that hospital, in fact, in my opinion, I prefer their service to a private hospital because they were very detailed. Every time we go for antenatal, we do urine test and all of that. In private hospital, they'll just enter, madam, how are you feeling today? What's wrong with your stomach? Anything problem? No, 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 we go back. They don't do any test for me where the private hospital I use. So when I use the government hospital, the antenatal was quite stressful because when we go there, you have to exercise, they'll carry you around, they'll tell you to jump up and all of that. But it was really nice. I had a really nice experience. So I could remember it was on a Monday morning when I fell into labor with Issa. The thing with my second child was at 38 weeks, I was expecting, okay, I had already given birth to one child. I had her early. Why is this one not coming early? At 38 weeks, 39 weeks, 40 weeks, it did not come out. So you guys, I now went to do scan. Let me tell you something, you guys. When I was pregnant with Issa and I was still using a private hospital before I now swapped to the government hospital, we did scan and they told me that I was going to have a girl. Yes, they told me Issa was going to be girl. I was so happy because with Zafira, I had already bought so many things for her, and she didn't use them. So I was so happy that, thank God, another girl is coming. I will not waste money. I will not buy anything again. So when I was now 41 weeks, I be 40 weeks and 5 days. Yes, 40 weeks and 5 days. My husband and I, we now went to Medic Aid to do scan. When we did scan, I was like, I wanted to be sure the baby is fine because I had one and I had her very early. Why is this one taking so long? Oh, the baby is still fine. So the doctor said he's fine. I said, he's fine. He or she? I was like, no, it's a he. I said, he, Bitiba, it cannot be he, because his girl, they told me my mother-in-law had already planned wedding. That Zafira and the new baby, they will do their wedding together. So why people now saying that it's a boy? Your man was like, no, it's a boy. I was like, hey, me. The only thing I shopped for when I was pregnant with Issa was just overall sleep suit, one pack, and bodysuit, one pack, and flannel, and naming clothes for girl. That's the only thing. Every other thing I just said that okay, after 1 week the baby will start wearing the sister's clothes, so I did not shop. When you say, I was like, ha, I was already tired. I could not even start changing what I bought. I was lucky some of the vendors I bought like the naming clothes for changed for me to a boy's own. So I was really lucky with that. So you guys, it was on a Monday morning and my husband was getting ready for work. That's when I started feeling stomach pain. And before that day, 2 days before that Monday, on Friday evening, my husband and I were strolling, and all of a sudden I started feeling serious pain in my tummy. He said I should follow him to go and barb his hair. I was feeling serious pain, so I came back home and immediately I went to the toilet and I pulled. Like, you guys, all my life I don't think I've ever put that kind of poo before. Sorry, too much information, but this is labor story. Labor is already too much information. Because I felt really at peace after, and I had my bath. And my husband was like, "Ah, you're fine." I was like, "Yes." So on Monday morning, I started having stomach pain, and my husband was like, "Ah, he's going to work." I was like, I'm not feeling too good." So we now went to the hospital. We drove to the hospital, and you guys, government hospital. When we got to the labor room, I was not carrying my bag because that was what we did with my first child. The bag was in the car. We entered to see if I'm really in labor before we now bring our load out now. So as we got to the labor room, the nurse that we met there, I was like, "Good morning, ma, that I think I'm in labor." She was like, "You're in labor. You are not in labor because if you're in labor, you'll not be doing like this." And you guys, let me tell you, when I'm in pain, I don't shout. I'm type of person that when I'm in pain, I believe to keep quiet, conserve my energy. That way I will not use all my energy to shout. That shouting will not help me, so I don't shout when I'm in labor. So she was like, yeah, you can't be in labor, you are standing like this, you're in labor, how? So she was like, "Hey, where's your bag?" I was like, "That my bag is in the car." She was like, "You see, you're not in labor, that's why will I come here without my bag?" So I told my husband to go downstairs and bring my bag, and she asked me in. You guys, when my husband came, they checked me, and you guys, I was 8 centimeter dilated. Yes, 8 centimeter. And I walked into that hospital by myself, and the doctor still said I'm not in labor. I be the nurse. You guys, at that point, the nurse was apologizing that she's sorry that I must be Ibirao or Fulani, that is the Ibira Fulani people that they don't shout. I was like, yes, I'm half Fulani, but I don't know. I don't understand. See, let this baby just come out. And you guys, in this hospital, when I was in antenatal, I thought we were going to have like a private place, like, but along the line, before I had my baby, they converted it to a general labor room. So it was a general labor. My husband could not enter this time, and I could remember they told him to go and get pitocin or something to put in my drip. And you guys, before my husband could go downstairs and come back, I had already put to bed. I don't even have IV line when I put to bed, because they didn't expect it to be that fast. They didn't even know I was already 8 centimeter. And you guys, this time around, they did not tear me. The baby's head tore me, and the baby came out very small. Issa was like 2.7 kg for a baby that I had 41 weeks plus. That was, I don't know what to say, but that was something else. So you guys, that was how I had Issa Bobo in the hospital, and his labor was fast. So after I had him, they now brought in the IV. We left the hospital that same day because the room they put us there was mosquito. And I told my husband that, see this new baby, I cannot put him in. I mean, I cannot sleep. It's better we go home since there is nothing wrong with the baby or myself. And I think the thing I didn't like about the government hospital is the aftercare was not there. Because why would you let us sleep with a day old baby? I had the baby around 10 in the morning. We left around 7. You people did not, and we came back the second day for his immunization. So I think like that was just what I didn't like about having my baby in that government hospital. There was no. And so you guys, third time is a charm. So with Iqbal, I had Iqbal in the hospital that I had Zafira, my first. So you guys, I could remember that Iqbal too did not come on time. I had him 41 weeks and 5 days. Yes, I had him 41 weeks and 5 days, same as his brother. No, his brother was 41 weeks and 2 days. His own was 41 weeks and 5 days. Because I was already used to these people will not come early. So, and after I had Easter, we didn't want any other baby for now. Like, we wanted to space the baby, but Iqbal happened. And before that, I already dashed out some of the things I used for Zafira and Issa. So I now bought a bassinet. I could remember very well. The bassinet came on Saturday, and my dad got to Abuja on Saturday. My dad was in our house as well. So on Sunday morning, my husband went to play ball, and I was just like, I'll not wait for him to because see, you guys, I grew up as the only girl among boys, so I'm very handy. I know how to fix things. I know how to all this kind of things. So I just brought out the bassinet, and I was arranging it by myself with my dad. He was sitting in the because my dad knew that I could do it. He was even offered to help. I was like, no, that I just want to use it as exercise. So after I arranged it, you guys, and the thing I do is I always put my bag in the car. My labor bag, my hospital bag is always in the car. Like when I clock like 40 weeks after Zafira, when I clock like 40 weeks, I put it in the car. So that day, after I fixed the what's it called, the bassinet, I remember I made pounded yam for my dad, and my brother I was around as well, and my husband when he came back from the field, and he had his bath. I was in the sitting room with my dad. I just went to tap my husband. He was sleeping. I was like, let's go to the hospital. He was like, "Ah, is it time?" I was like, yes. And you guys, alhamdulillah, I'm so grateful because I'm so grateful to Allah because I'm not dramatic. When I'm watching movies and women are in labor and they are being dramatic, I'm like, okay. I cannot really say they are overdoing it because I don't know how they feel. I just went to tap him like, let's go to the hospital. I was like, okay, is it time? And we stepped out. We told my dad and my younger brother that I'm born soon. After I ran come. Like we are coming now, we just want to buy something down the street. And you guys went to the hospital. We left the house around 4:30 or so. And by the time we got to the hospital, they told me that I was already, I think the thing is that with Iqbal, throughout my pregnancy, when I was in 14 weeks, that they checked me and they did membrane sweep for me because it was coming, it didn't come earlier on as well. They told me I was already 4 cm dilated, but they said this was okay because this was my third baby, so it's not as if my cervix is not closed anymore. So when we got to the hospital in an hour, I had Iqbal. My husband did not enter with me this time around. And you guys, this boy came out with poo. I I pooed when I had him. And it affected one of his eye. One of his eye had poo in it. When they cleaned it, it still had something. And guys, Iqbal came out very small for a baby that is almost 42 weeks. Because I had him on a Sunday and I was told to come on Tuesday for induction, which I've never been induced, but I hear that it is very painful. So you guys, it came out very small. It was 2.4, 2.5. I think no, 2.3 kg. It was 2.3 kg. It was very small, but they had to admit him because they could not. They had to check why it didn't grow bigger than that for a baby that is almost 42 weeks. So you guys, I'm going to put a picture of what Iqbal looked like. Everything that Iqbal did, that boy, he looked like Chinese boy. Was supposed to use to add weight. He used it to add hair. Boy, what is boy doing with hair? His hair was as long as my finger, this finger. His hair was as long. I'm going to put a picture of what his hair looks like. So you guys, that's how I had Iqbal. We stayed in the hospital. I've never stayed in the hospital that long after having a baby. We stayed in the hospital for like 4 or 5 days because they admitted him. They needed to be sure that it was fine before they let him go. And they discharged me. And I told my husband that, okay, I'm not going anywhere. I came here to give birth. Now the baby's in the hospital and me, I'm supposed to go. I'm not going to go anywhere. It felt really bad. I felt really bad. I was like, what did I do wrong? And you guys, so after I had Iqbal, I realized that they said Zobo does not let babies it hinders babies growth in pregnancy. Because you guys, I drank a lot of Zobo. I drank a lot of Zobo. I like Zobo, so I was always drinking Zobo. So I think maybe one of them, but I'm not so sure. So you guys, they discharged me, but I refused to go. So we now started paying per night, like hotel, but I didn't mind. My husband will come in the night, in the evening after work. You come and pick me. We'll go out together. It was like I was staying in a hotel. He will go home and stay with the children. My mom was with the kids at home. I would go back, and it was not like the baby was not even with me, but I could not just leave the hospital and go home. Like, what will I tell my neighbors when they come and greet me? I tell them baby's in the hospital. I just didn't want to leave. So you guys, that is my labor story and how I had my 3 beautiful kids. So you guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you so much for always watching my video. Please give this video a thumbs up, like, share. Please, you can share your labor experience in the comment section as well. Let's share what was labor like for you. Please feel free to share. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.